right? So we have seen linear and logistic regressions earlier, where we're trying to either classify to one or two classes, or fit the or predict a outcome variable based on input parameters. So that's a we have seen both linear regression and logistic regression, and this is slightly different in a way that this tries to, as I have slightly hinted earlier, this tries to subdivide the data into lower number of categories, right? And if you see, the initially we start with the root node on the top. Let me minimize this. Yeah, so initially we start with the root node on the top, so where you can see that there are four categories. So I've taken a simple example here which we all can correlate, but we'll go to another practical example afterwards. But this is something that we all can easily correlate. So basically, this has got samples. Each sample is an arithmetic operator, right? In math we have these arithmetic operations for the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So considering we have a node with samples related to like additions, multiplications, and all the four operators, right? And let us say this is what we're trying to guess. Given with an input, we want to guess whether it is a related to addition or subtraction or the other two categories, right? And in the input, what we have is we have category. I mean, we have also features. We don't just have outputs for training, we also have inputs. Now in this case, let's say you have inputs like some features like incremental, whether consider a Boolean feature which says incremental is true or false, right? If incremental is true, then we have these two operations, right? And if incremental is false, based on this feature, if we divide the data, then we will end up with these two these samples in this node, where we only have a reduced subset of samples. Here we have four classes of samples here, but whereas once we divide the data based on this condition, we are now ending up with a limited number of classes within this data, right? So that's the way decision trees really function. They try to subdivide based on the condition. Where do they get the condition? They derive the condition based on the given features. Now features are nothing but input data, right? So in the input columns, so it will try to divide based on whether it's a Boolean feature, it will try to divide based on true or false, and see if it is able to reduce the cardinality within the nodes. Or it can also divide and split based on numerical values as well, having a threshold for that numerical value. It will, let us say, consider salary. So it can split based on salary, someone having more than this particular salary, or less than that, whether we are able to reduce the cardinality. That's something that the algorithm learns, right? Now taking the same example, this is still having multiple categories. Now there can be another feature. Again, I'm making this up. We will also see a realistic example, but here let's say you have one more sub feature which is like multiple is true or false. Now this multiple really means whether the additions are multiple additions or single addition. If it's a single addition, it's really addition here. If it's a multiple addition, we're talking about multiplication, right? So let's suppose your data sample consists of features like incremental and multiple given as two columns, right? So based on those columns, if we subdivide, we are ultimately ending up with a clear classification saying, hey, if you are given with the data, if it is incremental is true, and if multiplication is true, then we are ending up with this as a prediction, right? I know it's a simple example, but again, this is just created to give you an awareness as to how the decisions are done, right? Now if incremental is true and multiplication is false, we will predict it to be a plus arithmetic operator, right? So again, if incremental is false, now we're talking about subtractions and divisions, right? Within subtractions and divisions also, if we subdivide based on multiple is equal to true or false, then we are arriving at the final leaf nodes, where with the final clear decision, we only have a single cardinality or the least reduced cardinality, right? So that's how decision trees work, by trying to subdivide data based on some conditions. So that's a quick view about how decision trees really try to subdivide. No, but let's move a little bit ahead and try to understand what are different jargon that we need to be clear with when we're talking about decision trees. It's important because whenever we are studying this algorithm, or when we are interpreting the results, it's good to have the terminologies clear. So this slide will introduce you to all these terms. So firstly, the root node of the tree, right? So we know the top of the tree is the root node, the very first node with all the samples. That's what we call it as a root node. And then decision nodes are the the intermediary nodes, right? The nodes here with the yellow, they are mostly intermediary nodes, so they have multiple categories in them, right? And they are still intermediate because they are not the final leaf nodes which are ending up in the decision, but they are helping in further splitting down. So those are called decision nodes, right? And terminal nodes are the leaf nodes where we have the least number of cardinalities. So that means we have a clear decision or we have a high probability decision. So either one of those where you have stopped spawning the tree further down, which means we have a good amount of clarity or good amount of probability of predicting. So that way the final level of nodes are called the terminal nodes. And the branch is basically the condition based on which we are splitting here. So if you see from the root node, we have split based on the increment condition, and further down we have other conditions based on which we are dividing the data. So that's basically the branch, right? Subtree is something that is considered relative to one particular level. So considering from the root node, we have two different subtrees, one on the left and one on the right? So we can go multiple levels like that. So from the intermediate level, from level 1, we only have there are two subtrees from the intermediate level, which are the two green nodes with star and plus, but they are also the terminal nodes, right? There is no further subdivision. So subtrees is basically that sort of all the nodes within a particular branch, right? Under a particular branch. And parent and child nodes, I think it's clear based on the relationship there, how the division is being done. Anything below a particular level is a child node, and the node that is above the hierarchy is the parent node, right? Depth of a tree is basically the the length of the longest path of a leaf node. So if you from the root, you consider all the paths to the leaf nodes, whichever is the longest, that's the depth of the tree. So in this case we have a depth of 2. The tree is balanced here, so that means we only have all the leaf nodes are at the same level. But it is also possible that the tree could be imbalanced, meaning let's say under the star on the extreme left we can have further levels, in which case that becomes the longest path, right? So that's the depth of the tree. And then feature really reports to the input columns, right? In a training or testing data. So this is the input. We can clearly consider as input columns, are normally called as features in machine learning terminology. So in this example, increment and steep that we are considering here, those are the features, right? Then label or target. So this is basically the output parameter to be predicted. So in our case, it is the output, let us say operation. If the field name is operation, that's the label, that's the target that we're trying to predict, right? And class really refers to the different categories within that label, right, within the output feature. So in this case we have 4 classes, right? The plus, minus, star and division operator. So all of them are the different classes within the label. So classes, in a way, it also indicates the cardinality. What are different types of categories? Each one of them is considered a class. Splitter. So splitter is basically a technique to split the tree or subgroups. So in this case, we can think of it as the condition based on which we are splitting. That we can think of it as a splitter. And there are different we normally come across different types of splitting would be done, different techniques. One is best technique, and one is random, right? So best basically means the algorithm looks at all the features and it tries to learn which feature to pick, and what is the feature that is giving the best reduction in cardinality. So it will try to figure out by itself. It will try to consider all the features. That's when it is best, right? Random is something like, the algorithm picks at random. So it may not go through all the features. It will try to pick up from a subset of features, and it will try to build the tree. So it may not be best, but sometimes that might be quick, right? So we can choose based on the need. Yeah. Classifier. So classifier refers to a model that was built for a classification problem, right? So once we build the machine learning model, we call that object as a classifier object if we have built it for a classification problem. And if we have built it for regression problem, we call it as a regressor, right? And finally, there is something called as impurity criteria. So impurity criteria, it's a measure of the node containing similar classes of outputs, right? So like, for example, if you see in this tree on the right, the terminal nodes are the most purest because they have a very clearly one category, so we can take a final decision out of them, right? So they are the purest. Whereas if you take the intermediate levels, there are multiple levels, right? In the top of the tree, we have actually I'm only representing two here, but there are four classes. So the more the number of cardinality involved, the purity is less, right? And the purity is highest in towards the bottom of the tree, right? So the way decision trees works is they want to gain purity. They want to gain information by reducing the number of categories as the splits go on, right? The ultimate aim is we want to have the highest purity or the lowest impurity. So there are some statistical techniques to measure them. We will see in the math infusion, but that is what an impurity criteria means. I think mostly these are the terms. These are the terms that we normally have. We normally need to be aware when we are learning this decision tree algorithm. I think many of them are basic in nature, but some of them could be very specific to the model or very specific to the machine learning terminology. But otherwise, I think it's good to have these terms clarified, checked, so that when we move towards the implementations, things would be much clearer, right?